So you had 5 goals last week. You're tied for the NLL lead in goals with 43. It still seems like people don't give you credit around the league. Does that matter to you, or are you just out here just doing your job?
Not at all. I always kind of joke about it with my girlfriend or family, and they always bring it up, and I'm just like, honestly, I don't really care. I'm just gonna go out there and play my game regardless. We all have a role to play on the team, and Fieldsy and Lance are going to be ball carriers. Me and Watsy are going to be in the middle, doing a little bit of everything. So, long story short, no, not really.
What does that say about this team? You guys are one of the highest scoring teams in the league, and you guys are just clicking so well offensively.
I think we just kind of bought into what we're trying to do. I thought we started this year really slow, and sometimes when you're losing a game by 1 or 2, you're like, we're right there, right? So sometimes it gets getting kicked in the teeth to fully buy into what you're trying to do, and that's what happened in Saskatchewan when they beat us pretty good up there. So I think ever since then we've been really bought into moving the ball, swinging the ball, getting on the floor hard, getting off the floor hard, and kind of doing all the little things well.
Earlier this season, you guys had a couple excruciating 1-goal losses where the other team scored within the last 5 seconds. Last week, you guys were on the winning side of that, where you scored with 10 seconds left. What was the difference between those games and last week, where you guys were able to finish the deal?
I think sticking, as boring as it is, sticking to what we're trying to do and sticking to our game plan. We knew they were going to make adjustments at halftime, and I thought we played well in the third quarter and came out in the fourth quarter a little bit slow, just kind of choppy game a little bit, but we were just trying to do our best to stay in the flow of the game, and like I said before, trying to do all those little things well to hopefully come out on top, and that's what happened.
Long time with Lance, you guys grew up together. You guys have played a lot of different levels. He's top 5 in assists. You're number 1 in goals. What's that like for you guys? Like thinking back of like how far you guys have come to now being pros, playing on the same team, and both being uber successful.
It's a lot of fun. It still doesn't really feel real. You think back to when we were 10 years old in the basement playing mini sticks and trying to run our 2-man game then, but we didn't even know what a 2-man game was. So it's super cool seeing all the success he's had this year as well. Obviously, his rookie year didn't go the way he wanted to, but we as a team believe in him for good reason, and he's shown everybody why he got drafted so high and why he's such a great player.
Speaking of that, he's right now. No player in this city, whether it's this Knighthawks or the previous Knighthawks, has as many assists as he has right now. And you think about all the guys that have played for the Rochester Knighthawks, whatever. What does it say about Lance in year 3 that he's already able to accomplish something that guys couldn't even do throughout their career?
That just gave me goosebumps a little bit, to be honest with you. I mean, it shows how good of a player he is and how incredible of a passer and his vision is to be able to find everyone. Doesn't matter if a guy's creeping off their man a little bit. You turn around, the ball's going to be in your stick, and I think that also just shows the chemistry he's built with everybody on this offense. Obviously, coming in last year, I had to learn everybody's game. Obviously with me, we know how each other play. But even out when I set a pick and roll off it, I know I just have to have my stick in front of me, and the ball's more than likely could end up in my stick. And I think everybody's trying to kind of been rewarded with his passing and being able to have high-quality scoring opportunities.
This game against Ottawa, this is a team you guys beat already, but they are playing really good lacrosse, and we kind of like San Diego. You all 3 of you guys are kind of like hitting that hot streak at the same time. What do you guys got to do tonight to make sure that you guys continue this win streak and not have a letdown at home?
Yeah. It's, once again, a boring answer, but we have to make sure we stick to our game plan, do all the little things well. Obviously, we beat them pretty good last time, and we know they're going to be a completely different team. They got a couple of their top defensive players back in the lineup this week. We know Higgins isn't going to have another game like that. He's a top goalie in this league, and when you have the best player in the world on offense in Jeff Teat, you're going to be in any game. So you're not going to stop him. You can only try to limit him. So the defense just has to play their game, try to shut him down as much as they can, and us as an offense just has to do what we do well, and kind of play hard, play fast, and try to overwhelm them with our athleticism and size.
He's been playing great the last few weeks. What were you guys doing in Ottawa that he had such a tough game?
I might have to keep that one close to heart, but we have a game plan for him, and hopefully we can execute it tonight.
How is it, especially the end of the season with the playoffs on the line? Last year, you guys had a beg, borrow, and deal, and kind of back in the playoffs, and now you're in the driver's seat. What's the feeling this year as opposed to last year in that playoff race coming down to the end?
even the year before that too, when we were 10-8 and made the playoffs, we started that year 6-0, and then whatever the math is, we went 4-8 to finish the season. Same with last year; it was kind of a streaky season. Started 3-0, lost 6, won 3, lost 4, then won 2 to get into the playoffs at 8-10. So, it feels good to be in the driver's seat, but we know if we have one letdown, it could mean we're outside of the playoffs, looking in at 9-8 and having to win the last game of the season. So, just have to play our game tonight and hopefully come out with a win.